Hidden Object Guru here with hot new game back in 1995, a post-apocalyptic adventure whose hook is, what if you were playing a game on the PlayStation 1, but today? I know! It's shocking. Oof. I could play it in Russian, but that would make no sense to me. No, we're not playing it in French.
Come on, we would teach everybody on the channel French.
Do people on the channel want to learn French? I'm not getting a response. I'm going to say no.
All the Canadians are screaming no.
The name of the developer is Throw the Warped Chord Out. Is that a reference to the solution to every single tech problem in every episode of Star Trek The Next Generation to be eject the warp core? I hope so, but maybe not.
So, on one of my jackets at work, I have a Star Trek communicator pin, because of course I do. And one of my employees was like, "Hey, great Avengers pin."
Aww.
To which I was like, it's a Star Trek pin. And then she said, "What's Star Trek?" And I didn't know how to answer.
That is sad. What?
Guess I'll make my way there.
That's actually weirdly accurate to how bad the voice acting was on the PlayStation 1. Alright. Let's see what kind of game this is. That's right. Tank controls, everybody. Old-timey Resident Evil tank controls. Yeah, Stargate Atlantis is great. Sad about them not having an ending, but really good show generally. Ooh, we found a key. This is very true to Resident Evil. Painkillers to get health back. Do I have a gun? No. I'm sure we'll get one soon enough. Uh-oh.
What the hell is that?
Good question, Kent. Yeah, I think the wraiths are kind of creepy. Do I have a run button? Ah! There's horrible flesh beasts everywhere. No! He's trapped me in a corner. But he's really bad at attacking, so that works out well for me. Keys behind the... Yeah, I already got that. You didn't have to tell me that. Personally, I think Deep Space Nine is one of the all-time great TV shows. And I would recommend anyone watch it. And, just FYI, you don't have to have ever watched an episode of Star Trek to know and love Deep Space Nine. So where's my health bar?
Yeah, Deep Space Nine was awesome.
Oh, wow, they really want this to be. So status is 100%. Weapon, I have none. Log. Oh, they keep track of the stuff you've heard. System. CRT effects. Yeah, we're going to turn off the CRT effects because I don't want people to get migraines.
Thank you.
Yeah. There we go. I had televisions like that, and you know what? I've had televisions like that, and it was not a problem. It did not look this bad.
No.
Hey, Shaggy, what is up?
Hi, Shaggy.
I don't know if you heard her, but Lazy Rider says hey.
I say hey to everyone, equally.
Can you list any green picturesque plants? I've got... Oh, crap. I really got to water this. Yes, green picturesque plants. I'll be honest with you, I love the look of aloe. Because they got thick... they've got really thick, dense leaves. And if you ever get a burn or a rash, you can just chop one of the leaves off and rub it on you and you're fine. No!
Great for treating scars too.
That's true. I actually really like the look of aloe, but generally, just if you want a nice green, good-looking green plant, I know this is going to sound crazy and cliche, you can't go wrong with a fern.
I like basil because it smells good.
Kind of hard
You
to have
can cook
indoors,
with
though.
it. Yeah, no, it grows super
Really?
easy indoors. Yeah,
I'd never heard that.
we grew some indoors.
Oh,
until I
right.
ate it all.
Oh, you have an aloe. You got a job, Shaggy. Fantastic. Where?
Woo!
Uh-oh.
My head.
That also hurt my ears, Kent. Here you go. Have some water, aloe plant.
Oh, yeah, thank you. P.S. You're better to use
so you
unfiltered
finally
water.
come to.
I'll remember that next time.
As the filters tend to take away minerals.
Oh, yay! There's a doctor! Okay, so we're in the same feeling about this. I love ferns. She likes basil, but I just love the look of ferns.
Oh, I like ferns. Just, you know.
And I think they look great indoors.
Although you have to be cautious because certain types are poisonous to cats and cats will try to eat them.
That's true. That's what all that Garfield stuff was about. The whole first couple of years of Garfield were just warnings not to bring ferns into a house that has cats. It was subtext, but it was there.
It was there.
Okay. I don't think GP are his initials. I think he's a general practitioner.
Why are we talking about plants?
She asked.
Oh, I like plants.
And then he started attacking everyone. Stay from the roof, which is pretty bad up there. He's barricade himself on the top floor. Nice. Nice! I'm familiar with QVC, Shaggy, but that's great. Congrats on the employment, Shaggy. I hope it goes very well for you. I hope you like call center work. I did call center work for years, and I was weirdly okay with it. Seems that people like talking to me on the phone. Who can blame them? Ha ha! So all the buildings connected via wire, which needs to survive to send each supplies to each other. Oh, so we have to fix the wires to explore the other buildings. I literally just did that. Mint is great. Orchids desire. Yeah, orchids I think look beautiful, but from everything I've ever heard, they are impossible to grow.
Yeah, they need really fertile soil.
And like, isn't it the exact right humidity?
The exact right humidity, can't be too dry.
Temperature is important.
Temperature is very important. They hate the cold.
Oh, fantastic, Shaggy. Benefits are always the best.
Oh, yes, we love benefits.
Save! I hope they don't judge me for saving too much, because I'm going to
Even
save
as Canadians, we
all
love
of the time.
benefits.
Oh yeah, even though we already have health insurance. But you know what? What about dental?
I have even more health insurance.
There you go.
Oh,
What's the
look,
can
health
cola
insurance.
event, Hans? Alright, so I can just go back to the roof? No, I cannot. That's great, Shaggy. I hope 10-hour shifts don't drive you insane. I'm sure they won't. Just, you know. I know that I would have trouble with 10-hour shifts.
Well, the key is to make sure to take your breaks and get up and walk around, especially if you're in a stationary job.
That's true. But yeah, that should be great, Shaggy. And with any luck, they'll they'll create a national minimum wage once there's a new president down there, and everybody will get a raise. I know Mike Pence isn't going to give people $15 an hour. I just think it'd be nice if President Pence did that as a way of reaching out to humans, because he's so uncomfortable with them. Why did you switch my video source, game? Oh, good. Toilet painkillers.
That's creepy and off-putting.
As well it should
I'm
be.
not a fan of this game.
You don't have to be. Go back to the book.
No, I feel like if I wanted to play a PlayStation 1 game, I'd just play a PlayStation 1 game. Like
Yeah, but PlayStation 1 games are hard to get.
But we got out of this weird, bad graphics. Like
I
if
know.
it was something like that had interesting gameplay, or you know, we've seen stuff that use like
Some people
like,
make tributes just for the sake of making tributes. It's interesting. I see your point, but you know, I wouldn't judge these people just because they want to make a tribute. That's the thing. You had told me before, Shaggy, that you've already done call center work, so you know what you're getting into. Joe. All right, let's check out the attic. Attic roof. Is that a block pushing puzzle down at the bottom? Now that Shaggy and Hans teamed up to solve the hardest quiz ever. Sorry, the second hardest quiz ever. Only the hardest quiz ever remains unsolved.
Which ones did they solve?
The one about where the laboratory is located. Can I destroy these boxes? I cannot.
The hardest one?
Well, you know, the one about... Yeah! Statues! Whew.
Oh, the green-eyed...
It doesn't... Yeah, the eyes' colors don't matter. It's the
colors?
structure that's the thing.
Yeah.
This isn't time to go here? Okay, that's madness, Hans. Working 72 hours a week at a call center.
Yikes.
No! How do I not have a run button? Wisteria is a good-looking plant. As with any plant with a decent amount of smell or pollen, I'd be worried I'm allergic to it. So I don't think I could have it around. But it is a good-looking plant. That's the thing I love about ferns. No! If only I'd been given literally any video feedback about my health situation. No, that is not enough of a wage. I can imagine. Sorry, Shaggy. Don't know why I brought it up. For some reason, it just occurred to me. Oh, I'm already down at 44% health. Well, okay. Let's use that, Oh, wait, I forgot about to go and get the toilet painkillers. Well, I'll get that later. Seriously, how is there not a run button? Even Resident Evil had a run button. Oh, wait, is that a run button? I may be wrong. Alright, so here's walking. Pressing... You know, why don't I check to see if there are controls? There's no menu screen. How can a game not have that kind of... Alright, so set it system... So there's nothing about controls. Okay. So we got 3, I want to say, Christmas hams to kill. Is Christmas hams a fair thing to call these characters? Do you not have good camo for snow maps, Maddie? 1, 2... 3. 1. Nope, I missed. I watched a review of the Will Ferrell Sherlock Holmes movie, which is, by all accounts, the worst movie ever made. And they said that the thing that makes it so terrible is that apparently, and I didn't know this because I hadn't seen any ads, it is a very specific, like, stylistic parody of those god-awful Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movies. Like, visually, it's supposed to look like one of them, and I'm like, why would you wait 8 years to make a parody of one of those?
Yeah. That is a weird choice.
Alright, that'll do it.
That's like,
Wait,
hey,
is
you know
it
what I should
worse
do
than
now?
Battlefield Earth?
That would be like making... No, of course not.
Okay.
That would be like making a parody of Twilight today.
Yeah.
It's been 8 years, guys. Let it go. Oh yeah, Mr. X is amazing, Shaggy. It is a He's one of the great video game villains after his use in the Resident Evil 2 remake. Or RE2 make, as people have been calling it. Or Remake 2. Obviously, all of that is supposed to be done with capital letters, but it wasn't clear. I did it, everybody! Now I'm going to go get that toilet health and go check on the guy so he can give me an attaboy for taking down the ham monsters. Oh, right, the video 1 effect. Boom. Okay. Do you have a new assignment for me now that I've turned on the air conditioning? Yes, there were Christmas hams on the roof. I murdered all of them. What's your task? Just as I thought I was free, GP hit me with another favor. Request. Asked me for another favor, hit me with another... You know what? I need these documents, you see. And I'm way too old to get them. He seemed apologetic, but I was taken aback. I mean, documents? At a time like this, he went on. Go left. Once you're on the roof, you'll see the emergency stairwell. Use it and you should be able to get to the lower floors. That's right. We're helping a doctor commit insurance fraud. I didn't think that's the way this parody was going to go, but it works perfectly. Yep. Oh no, he's amazing. That stomp is such a great effect. The one thing I wish they had done with Mr. X is that when he reappears at the end of Leon's mission, he should be missing his coat and he should be shirtless. Because in the Claire mission, Birkin tears like a huge chunk out of his torso with a claw swipe, ruining his jacket and tearing out his shirt. But then when you get back to when he shows up again in Leon's, he's fine. Like, no, make him shirtless then, and injured, and then later he becomes Super Mr. X. Of course the elevator's out of service. So, Christmas ham. You ready to get your socks knocked on their asses? I just have the one pipe wrench? Okay. Yeah, no, Mr. X, you're absolutely right to say is a magnificent achievement. I don't even care that he's so good that it doesn't even bother me that the internet is now full of videos of him having been replaced by Thomas the Tank Engine. Wow, this is really difficult to do. Sorry, pal. Stealth attack! Stealth attack! Stealth attack. Yeah, being able to pick up ammo off him if you downed him would have been great. Or gun mods. I love how one of the few ways to get extra Magnum ammo in Nemesis is to knock Nemesis down. But it's like, if you're able to knock Nemesis down, there's all the Magnum ammo you could ever need. Alright, I missed. And he hit. One, and we can do this. Woohoo! Yeah, they do suggest that there are the weird thing about the game is in the first one, they suggest via the helicopter's actions that there are the fact that the helicopter has a bunch of tubes on it, it actually suggests that there are 6 Mr. X's, or at least a Mr. X, a Nemesis, and 4 other things we never get introduced to. But there's never been a canonical, there's more than one Mr. X running around. Oh no, I think we can say that there's more than one running around. I just think it would be cool. You're right, there could be more than one around. I just think it would be, like, cool if you had seen his damage and the game was flat out saying, it's the same Mr. X, that's how tough he is, he had his spine half ripped out and he's still coming back to get you. VideoPad, it just has a huge amount of preset video effects that Windows Movie Maker doesn't have. It more easily re-encodes, like it re-encodes faster at more default resolutions. And their systems for using multiple video and audio tracks are really well done. And you can export in pretty much any format you want. Oh. Why the hell did you come here anyway? Who's getting a gun? Wow, you can't aim! Look! So I aim the gun, right? I can't turn, it's just auto-aiming. It's true. Nemesis looked completely different to Mr. X. But the weird part is, there is a suggestion in the extra text, the movies, that Mr. X was a standardized design, and Nemesis wasn't. Like, Nemesis was unique, but they made a bunch of Mr. X's. Because in one of the Leon movies, a Mr. X appears, and it's unbelievably badass. No, you're right, they were created by different people, but there was some standardization involved. And, I mean, there's a helicopter with 6 canisters on it. Theoretically, all of those things were grown around the same time and in the same place. Now, maybe all of those aren't Mr. X's, but it's easy to imply that those were all probably Mr. X's. I think only Nemesis was unique. And the rest of them... Mr. X is a combat-ready tyrant. Like, the whole concept of Mr. X is, this is what a tyrant looks like when you're deploying it to actually do the job, rather it just being an experiment they're working on in a lab. Like, it is the ready for prime time, we are sending this out to Middle Eastern nations to oppress people model of the tyrant. That's why Mr. X is an entirely, like, game magazine name for him, and his official... No! And his official name within the game is Tyrant. Yeah, Nemesis is the unique, special, like, research weird thing. Mr. X is just what tyrants were always intended to be. At the time. Obviously, they continued evolving the tyrant afterwards, which is why you get the super tyrants you see in things like Code Veronica. Nope. Alright, I think I finally got the hang of how to dodge this guy. And luckily they only take 3 hits. You know what, let's use that health. I'm in really bad shape. Oof. That was rough, huh? Ah, Christmas ham. No! I timed that abominably! Gotcha. Urgh. Seriously, how does this game not have a run button? Also, you've picked some pretty crappy camera angles here, guys. Is there just nothing in the cubicles, or... Because if there aren't, this is kind of a tease. Well, Resident Evil's the best. So T-Virus meets G-Virus meets Plaga virus? Sorry, meets Plaga parasites? weird how in the UK, Resident Evil gets shortened down to Resi all the time. But it only seems to happen in the UK. I never see North American people calling the series Resi. 437, everybody. The code is 437. Someone write that down for me. 437. Tyrants with plagas would be amazing. I would love to see what that looked like. Where is this guy's... Oh, where is this guy's paperwork? This insurance isn't going to defraud itself. Oh my god. It's 1995. What if the information he wants to cover up is related to the Lewinsky affair? No?
Jesus.
No, trying to be topical? I immediately said 437. What was the number? I literally just asked someone to remember for me.
Does anybody pay attention? Because I
No,
did not.
it's fine. Oh, it was 437. There you go.
Woo!
Thanks, Shaggy. Shaggy wrote it down in the stream chat so I wouldn't miss it. What does it say? Okay, Sam Miles, Jake, Oldie, Jensen, O'Field. Gotcha. Whereas I am such an old fogey, I always fully use the term Resident Evil. But that's what comes with being a fogey. Oh no, he was trying to solve the world's energy problem, and instead he summoned an interdimensional beast that spawned Christmas hams all over the face of the world. Ah. Okay, that's pretty funny. See, the joke is, our universe was only 2 dimensions until recently, because this is one of the first 3D games. So it's a joke about... Yeah, okay. It's not very funny, but...
I thought it was hilarious.
That's... Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the trailer for Modern Warfare does look interesting. I mean, I don't care much about military first-person shooters unless they're open world and exploration based. But I will admit the graphics do look good on that thing. Well, that's just because that's the original name, Maddie. When originally invented, the game was called Biohazard, and they thought Capcom USA thought a game called Biohazard wouldn't sell in North America, so they had to come up with a name. Also, I suspect, I don't have proof on this, I suspect there were going to be issues trademarking the term Biohazard, because Biohazard is just a descriptor that exists within, like, common usage. It's possible the term Biohazard wasn't unique enough to copyright, so for that reason they needed to come up with a copyrightable name, and so they came up with the nonsense term Resident Evil. And it's one of those nonsense terms that's been a nonsense term for so long, we just kind of accept it and don't think about what a nonsense term it is. Whereas they seem to worry less about those kind of copywriting, trademarking, and titling issues in Japan. Uh-oh. I think I just saw a new kind of enemy that is definitely a stick of bacon. Check it out. Being attacked by a stick of bacon.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god. Look what that is.
What?
It's a snake made of bacon.
Is it snaking?
No, it's a reference to Michael Kupperman's famous cartoon duo, Snake and Bacon.
Oh my god, you're right!
That's obviously what that is, right?
Yes, I think you are correct.
It's clearly a snake made of bacon.
Yay!
That's so great. If you don't know about Snake and Bacon right now, go and look up Snake and Bacon, and I'll just say now, you're welcome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's going to change your whole life.
Is it still in print?
I don't know. If only someone had access to Amazon so they could check that.
Yeah.
You were the worst at getting people to buy Snake and Bacon.
Yeah.
Wow, they murdered the hell out of
I
me.
used to sell the heck out of that when I worked in a comic.
It's true. It's the best comic book ever. Really, one of the best
sold all
comic
the
books
best comic
I've
books.
ever read
Comics.
is Snake and Bacon's Cartoon Cavalcade. And I'm not going to tell you why. I'm just going to say, go get yourself a copy of Snake and Bacon's Cartoon Cavalcade. And again, you can thank me later. Then, if you want, get yourself a copy of Tales Designed to Thrizzle, the sequel. Is Tales Designed to Thrizzle as good? Maybe not, but it's still incredible. Yeah. Oh. Like, why isn't attack working? Because you forgot to switch back to your gun there, buddy. Oh, if only I'd hit both of them at once. So apparently the entire last season and a half of Kimmy Schmidt had a very specific and vociferous attack on the actresses Kate and Rooney Mara.
Who is that?
One of them was in Girl with the Dragon Tattoo,
Wow.
and the other one is her sister, who's also in movies.
Wow.
Yeah. It was essentially like an attack on actors who come from billionaire families, and so they don't have to work for a living, and they just spend all their time, acting, and they don't need the work, and how that's, insulting to people who have to work for a living.
Wow, that's kind of mean.
It is mean.
Like,
Well, it's also because it's easy to hate her family because they're football team owners,
ah.
and
Okay.
football
valid.
team owners are all scumbags, so there you go.
Valid, but at the same point, she's not her family. And,
Yeah. Oh, I know.
So you're saying rich people can't pursue art because that's kind of awful?
No, but I think it's just
Yes.
a more socialism-based statement that rich people have unfair advantages.
Well, yes, that is true. And suffering does make art better.
Yes. But yeah, it's more that rich people have unfair advantages, and people who, don't, like it used to be, right? That's the one good thing about sports. Being rich doesn't give you an advantage.
Yeah.
It can help, but it doesn't give you a meaningful advantage. It's the one place... fun fact about the term meritocracy. It was originally coined by a writer making a satirical book about how the entire concept of a meritocracy is a thing that could never exist, and it's just a thing rich people use to lie and convince people not to take away their money.
Yep.
So yeah, the whole concept of meritocracy is a lie, except in sports, where you actually do have to be the best at sports.
Yeah.
Although if you're a screwed up person, sometimes it doesn't matter.
That's not true. I mean, if you speak out against, you take a knee.
But yeah,
and
that's
speak
another
out
good
as a-
reason to hate football teams and their owners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you speak out against stuff going on, all of a sudden, even though you're a good football player. it's
Also
not-
true.
Yeah. So,
Oh no, everyone thinks he's a good football player. Just they're like, we can't have anyone questioning white supremacy.
yeah.
It's a bad situation, that Colin Kaepernick. I hope he's doing okay with his millions of dollars of Nike money.
Kind of makes you like Nike a little bit.
Not that much.
Yeah. Their shoes aren't.
They're still a scumbag company, but at least they're trying to make extra cash by... Yeah, take that, Snake and Bacon!
They're great. I like sneaking.
Yeah, but this one's trying to kill me.
Oh,
Ow! Yeah, no, graphically, the new Modern Warfare looks fantastic. But as always, I'm going to wind up questioning the politics of all modern military first-person shooters. They wind up being extremely pro-war. Because, they have to. They're about people fighting wars. That's why there's only ever been one successful anti-war action game. Can you name the one successful anti-war action game that actually leaves you thinking war is a terrible idea? Spoiler alert, it's not a Metal Gear game. If you can be the first commenter below the video to say that, what does Hoguru think is the only ever successful action game that makes war seem like a bad idea? And again, it can't be sci-fi. It can't be like some sci-fi thing. It has to be about, like, 20th century military conflicts. Be the first commenter below the video to mention it, and you'll win a prize. Here's a hint. I've talked about it a lot before, but never covered it on the channel. At least I don't think I have. Boom! Take that, you jerk. These bacon snakes sure are boiling my potato. The word you're looking for is romanticize, Maddie, and it's too early to know if the new Modern Warfare game romanticizes war. It hasn't come out yet. Well, Gears of War is sci-fi, and again, I would not say that it's a really anti-war game, because, I mean, I only played 3 of them, but they're all, like, pretty gung-ho about the need to murder those locusts. But yes, the game I'm thinking of is about more modern military conflicts, not sci-fi future-y stuff. What do you call it? For example, Star Control 2, I think qualifies as an anti-war game because always the ultimate goal in the game is, like, the whole point of the game, the plot of the entire game is to destroy a weapon of mass destruction and stop 2 different races of aliens from fighting. Like, no one thinks war is going to solve anything. It only ever makes anything worse in that world. And it sucks that you have to, you know, do combat to get there. But the whole point of the game is we need to get rid of this weapon of mass destruction so we can all stop fighting over it. It's a great game. I don't know. I would say that World at War does romanticize stuff. You know, even if it just romanticizes the, you know, the camaraderie of warriors on the battlefield working together to overcome stuff. Like, there's brutal violence, but there's also men working together with honor and brotherhood. And we're gonna, you know, and we're gonna take these guys down, and we're gonna defeat these Nazis. And I'm not saying defeating Nazis wasn't heroic. It obviously was. It needed to be done, and the world's better for it. Right? Gah! They're back! I didn't know the snake bacon would respawn. Bacon snakes? So I would say World at War absolutely does not qualify as an anti-war video game. Because it's literally a game about how the whole world had to get together to kill the Nazis, and to a lesser extent the Japanese Empire. I mean, obviously you also had to kill the Japanese Empire, but just not to the extent you had to kill the Nazis. Oh, so the trick with this guy, a character who can best be described as Vagina Chicken. I wish I didn't have to describe this character as Vagina Chicken, but how else can you possibly describe that character? Wow, I had not gotten a look at it until that moment. Huh. Following employees must claim their assessment before it's HR. Is that going to be important later? Ann Bicker, Jake, Oldie, Sam Miles. Is that in my log? It is not. Why are they not putting the new notes? I found so many notes and had so much stuff happen since then, and none of it has been added to the log. I suspect the log is broken. Wow. Am I the only one weirded out by my complete failure to find this blackmail file about President Clinton that I'm looking for? Like, have I not searched this whole office now? God Damn it, stop respawning, you dicks. So I haven't found a key. I haven't found... Okay, this is a new one. Yes, I want to recover some health, thank you. Four. Alright, so the first painting is 4, everybody. The first painting is 4. I assume that's going to be important later. Alright, here we go. What is next? I hate to say it, but I think the glass staircase, if you're looking for a game like this, is probably your better bet. Oh, thank God. This is bound to be where the contract is, right? Should probably try shooting something at some point. Maybe now? God, the way the floor warps is really visually upsetting for me to look at. Like I'm unnerved by it. Dear Games? Oh, thank God. Here's what I would like. More blinking things on screen where I'm supposed to interact in scenes like this. Because I've hated this since the days of Resident Evil, where your only way to find stuff was to literally just walk around a room, trying to face every surface you can, tapping A over and over again. That's not good game design, guys. Alright, we've got the key. We should be able to unlock this door. Wish me luck. Will the Lewinsky file be in there? I'd like to imagine yes. Oh, crap. Christmas hams. And then I missed. Come on, you Christmas hams. Yeah! Make your move, Chuchio. It ain't gonna go the way you want it. Yeah! I can only be so excited. I'm kidding. I'm very excited. Alright. So what's on this bulletin board? Nothing! Oh, such bad luck. Where? I was not talking about a game where you shoot Nazis, Shaggy. I don't know that it's possible to make an anti-war game where you shoot Nazis. Like, it's... Like, just the obvious, you know, international and global good created by killing Nazis might make it impossible to be be an anti-war game where you're focused on killing Nazis. Oh, God, what? I put the cursed item in the safe. The password, just subtract the room number. Okay. Subtract the room number from your employee ID. From my employee ID. Okay. I gotta show this guy is second because he's so close, right? It does rule out Wolfenstein 2. Excuse me. Yeah, that is what that looked like, Maddie. Alright, so password is ID of second. I'm going to stop recording for a second. The issue there is I don't know where there's a safe or a room with a number. Because, like, I haven't seen any numbers on any of these doors. If I had a map that listed what room numbers things were, that would be different, but I don't have that. So we're having issues, game. Alright, so we're going to go find a save room. Actually, wait a minute, I don't have to find a save room. I'm not playing another game on the PS4, so I can just stop here and pick it up later. That is the genius of having the ability to pause games whenever you want. I don't think... Is the cursed item the file he wants? Like, can that be accurate, or am I going crazy? No, Maddie, that's... It's really good to point one side as good guys and one side as bad guys in war games about World War II. There were bad guys in World War II. There was no both sides had some good points. World War II had bad guys. Alright, so this is going to be a perfect time to take a break as I wander my way through this nightmare office building, looking for a safe and trying to avoid bacon snakes. I've been the Hidden Object Guru. I'd like to thank you for coming on this journey with me. If you had a good time and you'd like to see more, there's buttons for that coming up. Questions, suggestions, related whatnots, go in the comments section below the video. I will see you back here for more new and upcoming games. But until then, au revoir. And I managed to find a... and I managed to find a save point anyway.